To follow the breaking news in Baltimore for you, a judge declaring a hung jury in the trial for the officer accused of manslaughter in the death of Freddie Gray. William Porter is the first of 6 officers to be tried in this case. Gray died from a spinal injury while in police custody back in April, and his death, as you might remember, sparked days of protests. Porter faced 25 years in prison if convicted. Well, of course, extra police forces have been brought in from across Maryland just in case riots begin again. The Now's Todd Walker is in Baltimore for us. And Todd, what are you seeing right now?
Hey guys, you know, the protesters have kind of scattered a little bit because this line of sheriff's deputies moved in as soon as they started chanting and walking down the street, although we might be seeing them reassembling a bit. We've got some more activity over here. Someone just left the courthouse right now. So this is still very fluid situation. And we saw protesters start chanting again. Not sure who this is getting into this vehicle here, but it's obviously riled up the protesters again. Again, this was a tense situation until the law enforcement moved in. They all kind of scattered. We're seeing them come back around again now. And we had the police helicopters hovering above us. They have been moving around as these protesters here across the street, starting again. Officers are moving in. They're taking somebody down right now. There's a big commotion happening right now. We are not sure what's... We got a lot of confrontation happening right now. Officers fighting. People, guys, stay with us. This is happening live right now. Law enforcement moving in. Isaac, I'm going to bring you back with me here. Law enforcement trying to get control of the situation right now. Guys, if you can still hear me, they have made another line. They've got someone down on the ground over here right now. This is the tense situation that I was talking about, and anything could set it off in a moment. We're not sure what started that. We got one person on the ground here. Law enforcement's moved in. We've already seen one arrest this afternoon. So guys, we're going to continue to follow this. Again, very tense here in Baltimore after the mistrial of William Porter was declared. The jury was hung on all of the charges. They could not come to an agreement after deliberating all day. We're going to monitor this, send it back to you. Looks like they are trying to calm the situation down right now. Back to you.
All right, Todd, as we just saw, I don't know if you can hear me, but as we just saw that situation there, very tense. What was the feeling through the rest of the city? I know you were in other parts of town today before you got to the courthouse.
The sheriff's deputies are moving us back right now. Moving us back right now. We're not... Guys, if you're still with us, sheriff's deputies just kind of bum rushed us here. We're not sure what sparked that. We're still alive here, guys. This is a tense situation. They're now shoving the media around. Isaac, come back here with me a little bit. Come back this way. We don't want to get ourselves run over. They've established the same line that they had before. This was the line that they had established before the fight broke out across the street. We're not sure what sparked any of this. But again, this is the kind of tense situation we're talking about, and law enforcement say that they are going to stay in control of this. They're pushing us around. They're obviously pushing the protesters around. Protesters are back here across the street. It obviously riled them up quite a bit. And so they're now marching down the street. We're not sure where this is going to go or whether that's going to get the law enforcement riled up again. Obviously, people are still tense here, but we've got a police line across the street. We've got the sheriff's deputies lined up. This is the intense police presence that we talked about, that more have been brought in from across the state to try and quell situations like that. If this we're not sure what's happening in other parts of the city. This is right downtown. This is the courthouse right here. And so this may spread throughout the city tonight. We're not sure. It's definitely a tense feeling right now. So we're watching protesters still set up in the street. Again, we're not sure what prompted those sheriff's deputies to rush across the street to take that guy down and then rush back at us. They yelled something in unison before they came at us, kind of pinning us up against the van. Again, this small group of protesters right now in the middle of the street, probably encouraged by what happened, are making them more bold right now.
Justice for that nigga Freddie
So certainly, this is something that people were concerned about. That's why they brought in all this law enforcement, and they were concerned about what's going to happen tonight. Now it appears that the situation has calmed back down, guys. Back to you.
All right, Todd Walker in the thick of it for us. Thanks, Todd.
All right, well, an update on a